The chapel was suffocatingly silent. The only sound was the faint, muffled sobs of someone fighting back tears. The air felt heavy, thick with the pain of an impossible loss. In the center of the room, Elijah's coffin lay, covered by the flag, a hero's honor, a hero who had been ripped from life before he could even say goodbye. But something wasn't right. Orion, the war dog, entered the chapel. His eyes locked on the coffin, deep, intense, as if he knew something no one else did. He was restless, his body tense. The others couldn't understand, until his eyes found the coffin. It was like time stopped. Have you ever watched someone trying to understand the impossible? That was Orion in that moment. With a sudden jolt, he slipped out of his leash and ran, not like any other animal. He ran towards something only he could see, something he knew. Before anyone could react, Orion leaped onto the coffin. Thud. The room held its breath. The heartbeat of every person there thudded in unison. What just happened? Was Elijah going to wake up? Orion lay down, his body pressed against Elijah's, waiting for a sign. But there was nothing. No movement. Silence. The air thickened. Orion sniffed, desperate, searching for something, anything that could bring his partner back. Margaret, Elijah's sister, whispered, barely audible, "He doesn't understand. He's still waiting." The question hung in the air. What did Orion know that we didn't? The soldiers around watched in confusion. Orion wasn't acting like a lost animal. No, something bigger was happening. What was he waiting for? Then, the chaplain's calm voice cut through the tension. He's waiting, like he always has. His partner, his commander. And then, what happened next? What nobody saw but everyone felt? The room seemed to close in. The weight of loss pressed down. But there was something else in the air, something that made everyone's hearts race. Could it be that Orion was seeing something beyond death? His eyes locked onto something in the distance, his body still. And time. Time seemed to slow. He was waiting. But for what? Margaret, her heart aching, stepped closer to Orion. Her hand hovered over his fur, but she hesitated. He didn't move. He was like a statue, still. But there was something in the air. A strange energy. The tension in the room shifted. Orion's breathing slowed. But what if Orion wasn't just waiting? What if he was seeing something no one else could? The chaplain's voice, low and soft, almost a whisper. Dogs. They see what we can't. The room froze. Every eye was locked on Orion. What was he seeing? What did he know? And then, without warning, Orion stood up, slowly, like he was finally making a decision. But what decision? Leave Elijah behind, or something more? The silence was deafening. Every breath held. No one dared move. Margaret's throat tightened. She couldn't speak, couldn't ask. But she knew, whatever it was, Orion had found the answer. Then the chaplain's words came, clear and calm. He's completed his mission. Now he's taking his friend home. Margaret stood frozen, staring at Orion. What else could happen? Was Orion accepting the end? Or was he simply saying goodbye? Orion, now calm, glanced at Elijah one last time. And then, with a reluctant step back, it seemed to mark the end. But here's the burning question. What did Orion feel as he stepped away? The answer came slowly, as if Orion was finally understanding that his partner was gone. But would understanding be enough? Or was there something more? Something no one else could comprehend? The room grew heavier, the silence suffocating. Then, with a deep sigh, Orion stepped back from Elijah. But here's the surprise. He wasn't leaving. He was just waiting again. And in the final moment, the chaplain spoke softly yet powerfully. Now. He knows. He's ready. He will care for Elijah just like he always did. because true love never dies.